I know are true. The Lakers aren't playing at Staples again this year, unless we're talking off-season workouts. Ty Law loves being a Patriot, for now. People still remember O.J. Simpson's trial 10 years ago, and I'm Zach Selwyn. Solid. Now, if only they could remember how brilliant he was as Nordberg and Naked Gun, he'd have a more positive legacy.
It's Around the Horn, the show of competitive banter. Here's Zach Selwyn.
Welcome to the show where our caddies quit mid-round every day. Around the Horn. Today, the overrated Jeremy Shockey, the underrated Bernie Williams, and Shaquille O'Neal's early start to his law enforcement career. All with our very handsome national panel. At the Denver Post, it's Woody Page.
Don't ever let me wear a pink tie.
This is Red, my brother. At the Dallas Morning News, it's Tim Cowlishaw.
A dream job for you. Our nightmare continues.
I'm so sorry, Tim. You're out of the first round. You're gone. At the Chicago Sun-Times, it's Jay Mariotti.
I'm going to give you some welts. Stand still.
Is that an extreme dodgeball? At the Boston Globe, it's Ronnie Borges.
Just remember when you're scoring, Zach, I've got Tuesday night reserved for you in primetime.
We're going on a date? Let's make it happen.
It's the first word.
Well, the first words are no-show. We've established that the Lakers are a two-man show. And when the two-man show turns out to be a no-man show, you get a blowout. Kobe Bryant was held to 11 points and Shaq 14 in an 88-68 loss to the Pistons in Game 3 Thursday night. The LA supporting cast did little to help as the Pistons' vaunted D held the Lakers to their lowest point total in franchise playoff history. Guys, is it time to dismiss the Lakers? Around the Horn to Woody.
Not yet, of course not. You've got to knock out the champion. You have got to beat Clyde Barrow by shooting him 54 times. You have got to stab Poison and beat the fool out of Rasputin. You have got to get the Dave Clark 5 down and beat the hell out of them.
2 Dave Clark 5 references are too many. Mr. Cowlishaw.
All very valid points, except for the fact that they're not the champions. The Spurs are the defending champions, and they've already been knocked out. Now, beyond that, yes, dismiss the Lakers right now. Kobe's having to work too hard in this series, can't get his shots. Karl Malone may not play anymore. Gary Payton may as well not play. As for that famous Laker bench, right now they've got less depth than a Shannon Tweed movie. This team is done. They will not make it back to L.A.
Stop it. You got to get Kobe and Shaq more shots. Kobe 13 last night, Shaq 14. Stop it, Cowlishaw. I seem to remember about 2.5 weeks ago a speech. Lakers down 0-2. Phil assembles the team and says, guys, our legacy is at stake. Our future's together at stake. Why not again? Don't give up on the Lakers. I have seen this too many times before.
Ron.
Well, the Lakers are finished, so you're going to see them go home early. They've punked out. They're playing against a physical team that's not afraid of them. They don't care about their press release. They don't care about Kobe. They don't care about Shaq. They don't care about free jets. They're just going to knock them around, push them around. They're killing them on the offensive boards because they want to win more, and they're going to hammer them. They're never going to go back to L.A.
Woody, does this come down to Larry Brown and Phil Jackson?
No, it's not. It's coming down to the players. Larry Brown obviously is out coaching Phil Jackson so far through the series. But here's a point to remember. No team in the 2-3-2 series has ever won all 3 middle games at home.
Never been done.
So you expect the Lakers, with this extra day off on Sunday, to come out strong, win that game, lose the next game, then take it home. If they can get it home, at least they have a puncher's chance.
Tim.
We are seeing something historic here because in the NBA, the team with the superstars always beats the hard-working team. But the reverse is happening this time because the Pistons are so much more athletic, they make the Lakers look bad on offense.
But Tim, the 2 predominant offensive players are still Shaq and Kobe here, and they've got the rings. And Phil has the rings as well. Do not count out the Lakers. If they lose on Sunday, then maybe we can start.
All right, final word. Guys, here's the bottom line. The Lakers are done. They look outplayed. They look out-hustled. They look uninspired. The Pistons are just stroking right now. Everything's working. Everything's going real well for Detroit. It's a working man's town. Let's move on. But we're not straying too far away. As first reported on Around the Horn, Shaquille O'Neal was less than impressive with his 14 points and 8 rebounds in Game 3. Our own Bill Plaschke writes in today's LA Times, he used to carry them across stages like these, lift them through moments like this. On a rainy night near Detroit on Thursday, the scenery was the same, the journey different. Has the joyride ended? So guys, how diminished is Shaquille? Around the Horn to Borges.
How diminished is Shaq? How diminished is Bill Plaschke? That's what the question is. You know, when Ernest Hemingway wrote sentences like that, he went right to Ketchum-Idaho and ended his career. I mean, this is ridiculous what he's saying. If they give the guy the ball, he'll score plenty of points. He's hitting on 66% of his shots. He's made 99 field goals. Give him the basketball, and he's the same Shaq. They don't want to give him the ball. I don't know.
There's a reason he's not getting the ball, and because against the Pistons, you've really got to work to get open. He's not doing that, but it's not just the points. Shaq had no block shots last night. He's had fewer offensive rebounds than Richard Hamilton in this series. He's a huge liability against the pick and roll. He's not playing that well at all, so he is hurting the Lakers on defense as much as he's not helping them on offense.
You know, Tim, this is the first time in 22 games the guy hasn't scored 25 or more in a finals game. Give the guy a break. You know what's going on here? He's a big baby. He needs the ball. He's not getting the ball. Why? Because Gary Payton is a mess. Luke Walton, how is all of this going to fit in? Phil Jackson has 2 days to figure it out. I guarantee you Shaq will get the ball. He'll get his free throws. He only had 2 last night. He'll have double digits. Everything will be fine. Don't worry.
Mariucci, you're so totally wrong about this. This just in. He is diminished. He's not playing as he was even a year ago. You look at it in this series, the guy's not getting the ball. He's not working to get the ball. He is not working the rebounds, working the boards like he has in the past. This is not a guy who has played like he did in previous NBA championship years.
What?
I am telling you that even if he were traded to another team where they would be the favorites, Shaq no longer is he's like Wilt Chamberlain at the end of his career.
Wait.
He was limited in what he could do.
You just contradicted yourself in 5 seconds. You said he's diminished if he goes to another team.
Hey, guys, listen. We all know he had a bad night last night, but do you think it's because of the Pistons' defense, the Lakers' offense, or the fact that Shaq could be physically eroding Top Cat Kalashaw?
Well, I think he is declining, but I'm going to give the credit to the Pistons defense. There's a reason the Pacers season ended. The team with the best record in the NBA, they scored 65 points. This is a great defensive team. They help Wallace just enough when he needs it, and they're doing as good a job as anybody's ever done.
It's the Laker offense. And right now, it's really just Shaq and Kobe and nobody else. So what should these guys do? This could be it for Shaq and Kobe together. Why don't they get together in the next couple of days and figure all of this out and go out and win a championship? But right now, it's the Laker offense.
Well, it could be the defense. Could be. I think it's a little combination of all three. I still think Shaq's got a little pop left in his step, too. Hey, guys, buy or sell is next. Hard-living tight end Jeremy Shockey was seen partying with Tara Reid recently. Is Shockey, like Tara Reid's acting career, overrated? And Bernie Williams has World Series titles, 2,000 hits, and a Latin jazz album that will put you to sleep. Will there be a Hall of Fame weekend at Bernie's, or will he get turned down?
Around the Horn, brought to you by Samuel Adams. When you are ready for a distinctive brew, Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
Buy or sell?
It's buy or sell time. Let's keep on trucking. Leading off, Jeremy Shockey may be sidelined until training camp in late July after doctors determined his foot injury is an aggravation of the stress fracture he suffered last year. Shockey missed his second straight day of practice Wednesday after aggravating the injury at minicamp on Monday. Shockey has compiled 122 catches in his 24-game career, averaging 11.7 yards with 4 touchdowns. Guys, buy or sell Jeremy Shockey as being overrated. Woody Page.
Oh, you got to buy this. If he were not playing in New York and was playing in Arizona, you'd never heard of the guy. If he were playing in the American Conference, he wouldn't be in the top 6 in the Pro Bowl balloting. He hasn't had but only 4 touchdowns, and once he plays for Tom Coughlin, try and recall for me one great tight end at Jacksonville under Coughlin.
Damn.
You know, I'm going to buy this, but Woody's gone too far. It's not top 6 in the AFC. That's ridiculous. He's got a lot of talent. He's got 120 catches in 2 years, despite missing a lot of games. But he has serious foot and knee problems.
Jay.
I'm buying this guy's a Woody Page of football. You know, all hype and no pay dirt. 4 touchdown catches his entire career. He can put his hands on Tara Reid, but not on a touchdown pass. It's all hype.
You got to buy this. He's a Class B tight end. He's dating a Class B actress. He's just about right. The last person with Tara Reid was Tom Brady, and they went from the Super Bowl to 9-7. You know, he's averaging as many injuries a season as he has touchdowns a season. 2 and 2.
Absolutely.
How can that be great?
The whole thing is he's a New York City hype machine. He's a colorful player making headlines in a big town. He's overexposed and overrated. Moving on. Bernie Williams became only the 7th Yankee to reach 2,000 hits for his career, going 3 for 3 on Thursday as New York completed their sweep of the Rockies. In his 14-year Yankees career, Williams has a .303 average, 249 homers, and 1,082 RBIs. Fellas, buy or sell Bernie Williams as a Hall of Famer, Tim Cowlishaw?
Well, I'm selling it, and I hate to do it because he's a very classy guy, and he's had big games in the World Series, played in 4 World Series winners. That helps him, but in this age of big power numbers, he's going to have trouble just getting to 300 homers, and that's not good enough.
Jay.
Yeah, I'm going to sell to you. Rivera is a Hall of Famer. Jeter is going to be. There's going to be a certain allotment. I don't think his numbers are going to quite be there because he's on the big fade the last 4 years. 249 home runs, 2,000 hits is just not enough, and he's only going to play for 2 more years.
Gorgeous.
You got to sell this. I mean, he's a career 300 hitter. There's lots of career 300 hitters. It's supposed to be the Hall of Great, not the Hall of Very Good. He's a very good player, but if he was a very good player in Kansas City, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Woody.
Make it unanimous. You have to compare his statistics to Dante Bichette. And is Bichette going to be in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so. If he weren't playing in New York, if he were playing in Arizona, another guy who wouldn't even get mentioned. He'll get a lot of votes because of being for the Yankees, but he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, unfortunately.
Absolutely. They love to put the Yankees in the Hall of Fame, but I think Bernie's good enough for Monument Park, not for the Hall. Moving on. Talk about your Mariotti flip-flop.
Hey.
At Patriots minicamp on Thursday, cornerback Ty Law said he wants to retire with the New England Patriots. His stance comes after not only declaring his desire to leave the Pats, but calling Bill Belichick a liar during Law's contract dispute with New England in March. It's just time to move on. The past is the past, said Law. The only Ty Law I know is that they make me wear one on this show, and it's red. Guys, buy or sell Ty Law as the best corner in football, Mariotti.
Of course I'm buying. You just shut down Marvin Harrison, 2 championships here. When this guy makes interceptions, they are huge interceptions. I'm glad to see he's finally making up and kissing with Bill Belichick. I'm going to buy this thing.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you have to buy this thing. He's clearly the best corner in football. He does want to retire as a Patriot so he can move on to another team. And I know in a minute we're going to hear about Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey's not a champ. He's not even a #1 contender. Ty Law is the best corner.
Woody.
I'm selling this. The question from Zacharias was, who is the best quarterback now? That's Champ Bailey. He's re-energized his career going from the Redskins to the Broncos. They're going to have a great defense. He's going to be the focal point. He is going to be the defensive player in the league, I'm telling you, this coming season.
Texas Tim.
No, I'm selling Ty Law. He's a great player. He's really great when they let him hold Marvin Harrison in the AFC Championship game like they did all day. But there are 2 cornerbacks at Miami that are on his level, and Patrick Surtain is probably the best cornerback in football. He's only 27 years old.
Hey, guys, that's it. Ty Law is a great cornerback, but he asked for $26 million, or he got offered $26 million and said it was insulting. I got offered 24, and I ain't complaining. All right, it's elimination time. Who's going home? Woody Page, my man. Any last words?
Yeah, you're a zit on the face of TV.
Pop me, baby.
Go to dodgeball.
Pop me, baby. Get out of here. The rest of you, remain seated, because coming up, what's your favorite sport? I like wiffle ball, hacky sack, and a little sport where the ball is rubber, red, and round. It's around the horn. We're after 2 rounds. Here's how they stand. Texas Tim Cowlishaw has 21. Jay Mariotti has 20. Gorgeous Borges has 21. And Woody Page is looking for a skincare specialist for me.
It's out of bounds.
Leading off, Saturday marks the 10-year anniversary of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. The O.J. Simpson chase, trial, and the question of who's cuter, Kato Kalin or Lance Ito, had America glued to the TV across the country, and the effects of what transpired still resonate today. Guys, what is your take on the legacy of the O.J. Simpson trial? Around the horn to Texas Tim.
Well, I mean, like millions of Americans, I watched a ton of the trial and was fascinated by a lot of the things on it. But in the end, I was just left with the sadness that the way the result came out, it just showed the tremendous gulf between whites and blacks and the way they view justice and the police, and maybe specifically the Los Angeles police, and how that's something we still have to do a lot of work on today.
It is the racial divide, Tim. You're right. To this day, you take a poll, NBC News a couple of weeks ago. I mean, white people to this day think he did it. Black people do not. But this was a convergence, Zach, of media, race, Los Angeles, hero worship, and the fact that we think we know these athletes, but we really don't know these athletes.
Ron, sorry.
You know, I was a reminder that there's really still two Americas. You know, there's white America and there's the America of people of color who look around and say, cops do this all the time. Cops fix the evidence all the time. Cops stop us when we're innocent. You know, cops run us and send us to jail when we're innocent. We see it over and over again. They keep releasing guys from prison around Chicago all the time. They're on death row and then they find they're innocent. So it was a wake-up call for America.
Hey, Jay, is the Kobe situation currently going on right now compared to O.J. at all?
Well, I think so. I mean, O.J. Simpson, his Q rating was huge. Everybody loved O.J. Simpson until this. Kobe is the same deal. Kobe doing all the commercials, and now look at him here. Again, we don't know these athletes.
Texas.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, O.J. was Kobe before Kobe came along. He did all the commercials, and we really don't know these people the way we think we do.
Hey, guys, absolutely touchy subject. I was living in L.A. at the time. It was a horrible moment. Lawyers became celebrities, court TV. Johnny Cochran recently said the color of justice is green. Tragic story. Let's move on. The L.A. Dodgers visit Fenway Park for the very first time in their storied history this evening. The two teams met in 2002 in L.A., with the Dodgers sweeping that series. The Dodgers have won 6 World Series, their last in 1988, while the Sox have won 5. Their last, I think Borges would know this, was 1918. Guys, which team has the better tradition, the Dodgers or the Red Sox? Around the horn to Jay.
Don't you have to win a world championship to have a tradition? I mean, there's a slogan, the Dodger way. I've never heard of the Red Sox way here. Look, 6 world championships for the Dodgers, 18 National League pennants, 2 cities. Also, look at all their great broadcasters through time. Vince Scully, this is still a model franchise. They play in a beautiful stadium in L.A. It's definitely the Dodgers.
Borges.
How can you have tradition when in 1916 they were from Brooklyn and they were the Robins? Now they're in Los Angeles and they're the Dodgers. They don't have tradition. The Red Sox have tradition. 85 years of losing in the very same state, the same city, in the same park. That's tradition. They still serve the same food at Fenway Park. That's tradition.
85 years of losing is correct. I mean, this one's not even close. The Dodgers only won once in Brooklyn, but they've won 5 times. Jay mentioned Vin Scully, been doing Dodger games more than 50 years. Still has an incredible voice. The Dodgers win this one in a landslide.
Guys, I got to tell you, I live in L.A. Dodger fans arrive in the 3rd and leave in the 7th.
Oh, that's not
The Red Sox have the tradition. They play in Fenway. My dad will kill me for saying that, but it's the truth. Now let's see who the low man is. Looks like it's my man, Ron Borges. Well, second round ain't bad. Any last words?
I'm like Smarty Jones. I got nipped at the wire. What are you going to do?
Hey, man, you're not horsing around. Get out of here. That was terrible. Texas Tim and Jay Mariotti in the Showdown next. But first, Beyonce, I got more Billups than Chauncey. I'll be your love penguin like Ron say. Drop Jay's D and get with me. We can break it on down. It's Showdown time. Texas Tim against the Hammer. Let's get it going. Leading off, Cubs fans got some encouraging news, learning that Sammy Sosa should be back in the lineup next weekend after a rehab stint in Tennessee. Meanwhile, according to Jay Mariotti's Chicago Sun-Times, Kerry Wood could be back in the rotation within 2 weeks. Which player do the Cubs need most? Sosa or Woods? 15 seconds each. Tim Kalishaw.
Well, it's Kerry Wood. You know, Sammy Sosa's a great hitter. We all know that, and they do miss his bat. But the Cubs have had great hitters throughout their tradition of losing. And only when Pryor and Wood came to the head of the rotation, gave him a great 1-2 punch, did they get close to the World Series.
They've got Pryor, they've got Clement, they've got Zambrano, they got Maddox. They don't actually need Kerry Wood at the moment.
Oh,
Sammy, without him, they are 9-14 without Sammy Sosa. And they have trouble scoring runs at times, Tim. No, if you lived here, you would know it's Sammy Sosa.
Well, I don't live in Chicago either, but I agree with you there, Jay, because I think the everyday run production is what the Cubs are lacking right now. Point for you. Moving on. The sport that you got that thigh bruise from in elementary school is now America's newest craze. I'm talking about dodgeball, and we have a movie and a TV show. Dodgeball the movie stars my man Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller, while Extreme Dodgeball, a Tuesday night TV show on GSN, stars an extremely talented young up-and-comer, me. Guys, which vehicle will have more success? Dodgeball the movie or Extreme Dodgeball the TV show? 15 seconds each, Mariotti.
Well, sorry to pop your balloon, but it's going to be the movie. It's got Ben Stiller, not Zach. They're calling this the next Caddy Shack. and they sent me a ball. I like that, too. How are you guys going to milk a bunch of episodes out of one dodgeball scene? It's not going to work, Zach.
I'm going to take the TV show. You know, Jay, the world needs another Ben Stiller movie like Jay Mariotti needs more airtime on this show. The TV show has a chance. You know, they've got some things lined up with some weird competitions, and I might even find the Game Show Network, see if it's on my satellite dish somewhere.
Mariotti, that was so horrible. Ben Stiller can't play characters. He can play that neurotic, you know, nebbishy guy. And I'm on the show, and we got jockeys, we got mimes, we got hot chicks, we got sumo wrestlers. They're all battling.
Conflict
Point for Kalashaw. Finally, firefighter Brian Surrey came out of the gallery at the Buick Classic on Thursday to caddy for Brendan Pappas after Pappas' longtime caddy Randy Phelps abruptly quit on the 16th tee. He asked everybody if anyone wanted to do it. I wasn't doing anything. I just have to pick up my kid at 4:30, Surrey said. Which guy got the bigger break? Surrey or me hosting this show for 4 days? 30 seconds for the game. Kalashaw, go.
Well, this is a pretty obvious answer. I mean, I've caddied before. There's no great thrill about dragging a heavy bag around in the heat, whereas you, Zach, despite the fact you have no discernible talent, got to host this show for 4 days, replacing the great Tony Reale. I don't know how that happened.
Are you kidding me? This guy got to step out beyond the ropes and caddy? I mean, that's a great honor for somebody to do that. Plus, you don't have to deal with us.
Pappas?
We're a bunch of idiots here. Yes, I don't care who it is. It's big-time golf as opposed to us. You got absolutely nuts dealing with us, Zach, as you know.
Hey, you know what? I've always wanted to be a caddy. That was my real dream job, Tim Kalashaw. This job sucks. That's all she wrote. Tim, Texas Tim is the winner. 15 seconds are yours.
Well, I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Of course, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is the place to be again this weekend, not just because there's a NASCAR Craftsman truck race tonight, but the Texas Rangers, a half game out of first, play the St. Louis Cardinals, a half game out of first. The two most surprising stories in baseball clash in a rare, interesting interleague game.
All right, that's going to do it, folks. We are on a 71.5-hour break. They'll probably get Jim J. Bullock to do this on Monday. Around the horn, Zach Selwyn, out.
You did great, Zach.
Thanks, guys.
Are you
Thanks,
president of the chamber?
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, I'm starting to look pretty good with my pick of the Pistons, huh?
Tony Kornheiser, you know, you must honestly believe that our viewers are complete morons who have peas for brains.
Morons, I picked the Pistons last night for Game 3, you dope. Check the tape.
But you picked the Lakers overall.
Oh, did I do that?
Yeah, you did.
Who'd you pick?
Nick. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Wilbon will continue to stretch the truth and succeed only in looking progressively more pathetic.
I got it right.
We begin today with the surprising status of the NBA Finals. The Detroit Pistons won last night at home by 20 points, holding Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal to a total of just 25 points. The Pistons are now up 2-1, and in fact, the Lakers are just one great Kobe Bryant three-pointer away from being down love 3. Wilbon, I had the Lakers in 5. Clearly, I am done. You had the Lakers in 7. Are you still with the Lakers in 7?
I'm not feeling real good about the pick right now because they got clocked. Okay?
They did.
They didn't just lose. They got a beat down. But here's why I'm not going to change my pick yet. Because the format, 2-3-2, means essentially the number 2 seed, the lower seed in the NBA Finals, in this case Detroit, almost has to win 2 games on the road because the home team has never won the middle 3 games. So the Lakers are going to get one of these games. Logic and history tell you that. And that means Detroit's got to go win in LA again. It's so hard.
Detroit has dominated the series so far. Absolutely dominated
Killed
the series. We know that they are a better team than we thought they were.
Yeah.
But do you think right now they are, in fact, a better team than the Lakers?
Yes. With Karl Malone injured, I think Detroit is a better team. Now, you never know about health. We've seen Magic get hurt in a series. We've seen guys, James Worthy once get hurt during a series. See, but with Karl Malone, it's different. But without him, Tony, Detroit's better.
That statistic that Kobe Bryant and Shaq only had 25 combined, you can wrap them if you want. Where are the rest of the people on the Lakers? Where's the rest of the team? I know,
Fisher hurt. You got to play Fisher and Fox more.
If they are a championship team, they should have more reserve. I mean, they should be better than this. You can't pin it all on Kobe and Shaq.
We know where Gary Payton might be. Further and longer affixed to the bench. If he doesn't get his deal together. The radio and the email machines, as Tony likes to call them, are hot with people screaming at anybody who favorably compares Kobe Bryant to Michael Jordan. Never in an NBA Finals game did Jordan go without a basket in the first half, and I certainly couldn't imagine Jordan in his prime having as little impact on a game of importance as Kobe had last night. So, Tony, you're the one on this set who believes Kobe at 25 years old is as good as Jordan at 25 years old. Any of this leading you to reconsider?
Well, let me just ask one question before I go on.
What?
Until Game 3, I was looking pretty good, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Until Game 3. No, the truth of the matter is, and I'm a big fan of Kobe Bryant.
And so am I.
And I think that at a comparable age, he's as good offensively. But the truth of the matter is that Michael Jordan never would have had a game like that. Now, you could argue that Michael Jordan wouldn't have to share the ball with Shaquille O'Neal as Kobe Bryant does. But still, Michael Jordan would have made sure to get to the line. Yep. He would have made sure to hit shots. He would have had at least 25 points on his own. And that's why he's the greatest player of all time. So, yeah, I have to step back from this and say that Kobe Bryant is not Michael Jordan.
But we both. Now, and I'm always the one who says, no, Kobe's not Michael Jordan. But I fully expect Kobe Bryant to be Kobe Bryant on Sunday night in the Palace. See, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying I expect Kobe to recover from this and play great.
I know I'm repeating myself. I don't pin this. I mean, occasionally Shaq and Kobe are going to have bad games together.
Yes.
They got nothing. How many points did that team score? 68 points.
Lowest total ever for the Lakers in the shot clock era.
68 points against a team that has no particular offense. You have to look at the Lakers as a team and say, where's the rest of them? Now it's time to talk about the fans in Detroit. One of them, who was courtside last night, appeared to get up in Karl Malone's grill. And Malone had someone escort him away. And by the way, that fan is charging him Malone poked him in the head or something like that. Other Pistons fans have been milling around the Lakers hotel, honking horns and screaming, obviously trying to deny the Lakers some needed rest and sleep. Wilbon, you have said repeatedly what a dump Detroit is. Are these fans part of a home court advantage, or are they out of control?
It's both. I mean, and I'm going to Detroit. I'm going to take grief now because you keep talking about how I disparage Detroit, which I have because I'm from Chicago, and that's what we do when it comes to Detroit.
It's a beat-down situation.
Now, they got a great home court advantage, and they've always had a great home court advantage. When you have these people at courtside, okay, if you're chesty enough to get in Karl Malone's face when he's 6'9", and you're a stupid little runt who I don't know this.
You don't know it.
He's a little runt.
You don't know anything.
I just called him a little runt. So what? Now, keep these people from screaming at the Lakers hotel. The police ought to be involved and clear them out of there. Clear them away from the court.
The police did clear them away from the hotel, which is the right thing. Now, if you want to exercise your right to free speech and honk a horn and yell and scream at a hotel until the police take you away, fine. But the police have to take you away. As far as getting right up in somebody's face on the court, you got to be pushed back. Don't do it. You got to be pushed back.
That's right. Cincinnati basketball coach Bob Huggins, speaking of guys who get a little chesty on the sideline, he was arrested last night on suspicion of drunken driving. Police in Fairfax, Ohio said Huggins, whose program has seen its share of trouble over the years, said, quote, "Don't do this to me," close quote, when they pulled him over. The police said they spotted vomit on the driver's door and that they smelled alcohol. And when they asked how long he had been drinking, Huggins replied, quote, "No, sir." He couldn't complete a breathalyzer, they say, and he was struggling to complete the alphabet.
Struggling. He got the M. Struggling.
Coaches have been fired for less, have they not?
Larry Eustace, I believe, was fired for less than that. There were pictures of him with beer cans and his arms around co-eds. Let me just say this. Vomit on the door is a very, very bad situation. Now, we have to give Bob Huggins the presumption of innocence.
Absolutely.
We do that with everybody.
That's right.
All right, but he is a guy who appears during the games to be right on the verge of being out of control. And so you'd ask yourself, would Cincinnati want to dump him?
No.
He turned down West Virginia a couple of years ago to stay at Cincinnati. I think he's rock solid at Cincinnati, but this is bad. Well, and you know what's really bad?
It ought to be bad. It's serious in terms of endangering the lives of others
on the road,
and yourself. And the university has to do something.
And
they got to at least suspend him.
There is a report that this happened while he was recruiting. Doesn't say he was drinking with recruits, but if that's true as well, he can't happen. For our last story today, we take you to the Buick Classic in Westchester, where yesterday Brendan Pappas got into it with his caddy to such a degree that on number 16, his caddy took a walk out. Pappas was hardly going to carry himself. Pro bag weighs something like 40 pounds. So he said, anyone in the crowd want a caddy? And a fireman named Brian Surrey took him through 16, 17, and 18 in -1. Wilbon, your thoughts?
I think that the caddy who walked is looking pretty bad right now. If another guy can get on the bag with no yardages, no green reading ability,
take him -1.
take him -1.
Considering he finished +2 for the rounds,
pretty good.
He went -1 with the new guy.
But here's my question. Why didn't Pappas, is he related to Milt Pappas, you think?
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't Pappas have fired? They've been struggling for 6 weeks together.
Yeah.
I mean, he was upset at the lack of reading of putts, reading of greens, so why not fire him for the round?
I love caddies, as do you. We love to take caddies out. All we ask the caddy to do usually is just carry the bag, you know, occasionally give us a club, and occasionally read the putt. But you know what? If the pro doesn't like what the caddy does, the pro can get rid of the caddy. But only a dope gets rid of him at 16. You don't get rid of him at 16. We're taking a break. When we come back, how do the Lakers work their way back into this series? And later, we will consider a radical idea for the U.S. Olympic basketball team.
And one?
And one.
Would you have carried, by the way?
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And in part by Baby Ruth from Nestle, the real deal. And Singular, the wireless company that fits you best.
To find out whether the Lakers can pull this series out, we bring in our good friend Tim Legler. We're 3 games into this. I know that you and Wilbon both picked the Lakers, you know, longer than I did. I picked them in 5, so I'm done. Are you still picking the Lakers?
It would be very difficult to me to make a convincing case that the Lakers are going to win this series anymore based on what I've seen. Because it's not like you can just say, well, they were outplayed in a game or they got out-hustled here in Detroit. It's a lot more than that. I mean, they're so unathletic compared to the Detroit Pistons. I just look at what's going on in the court and I say, how are they going to correct this? What's going to change between now and the end of the series? So I'm starting to lean a little bit toward Detroit. I still wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers won it, but it's certainly not going to be in 6 games. This thing's probably going to go 7 games if the Lakers can even find a way to get back to L.A.
Tim, you mentioned what do they do next? And I started thinking already, okay, he's got to, you know, Phil Jackson's got to put Fisher in, maybe even a shooting guard, maybe move Kobe to point guard. You play.
What are you, the coach?
Well, I get to play coach, armchair coach. Tim, what would you do if you were Phil? What do you expect Phil to do now? Because they got killed last night.
Well, look, I'm not laying this at the feet of Gary Payton by any means, but it's time to make a change in that position, I think, because you look at they're getting off the slow starts every single game in this series. Gary Payton's played 51 minutes in the first half of these 3 games. He has exactly 2 points. He's not giving you anything. Chauncey Billups is going crazy at the other end as well. Derek Fisher is a better fit for this system. You won 3 rings with Derek Fisher, and there's a reason for that. At that position, the point guard position in triangle offense, that guy is primarily a catch-and-shoot 3-point player. Even the championships that Michael Jordan won in Chicago, he did that with guys like Steve Kerr and John Paxson playing that position.
No penetrating
Not a creator, exactly. Not a creator, not a playmaker at that position. A guy that can get the ball up the floor, give it up to Shaq or Kobe, and then go spot up, and when it comes, make a shot.
You are saying that it's amazing how unathletic the Lakers are, and it's amazing how they're only essentially a 2-man team. How on earth, then, did they get this far and fool this many people? Are you just seeing this for the first time?
Karl Malone's hurt. That's a big deal.
Karl Malone's injury is huge. If Karl Malone is 100%, I think the Lakers are probably up 2-1 right now, because you got to remember, they're not getting to the line at all. Last night it was 30-13 at the foul line. They had 5 free throw attempts going into the 4th quarter. Karl Malone is going to get you easy points at the foul line. He is going to keep some of those guys off the boards that keep crashing and getting offensive rebounds. And he's going to hit people when they come through the lane. He'll put a guy on his back. He doesn't have a problem with that. They miss Karl Malone. If he's 100%, the athleticism is a lot closer. But as it stands, the Detroit Pistons are just quicker to every ball. They're everywhere. Last night, it really looked at times as if there were 7 white jerseys on the floor to 5 for L.A.
Tim, I want to ask you about Kobe Bryant for a second. After that great shot in Game 2, people like Tony compared very favorably Kobe with Michael Jordan at the top of Michael Jordan's game, top of Kobe's game.
No, at
you
the same
played
age.
against, okay, at the same age. Fine. Hey, Jordan averaged 37 a game when he was 25.
Not at the top of the game.
Okay, now, Tim, you played against both guys. Where do you come down on this comparison?
All right. First of all, understand this. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I am. And offensively, and his ability to make pressure shots, you have to put him right there in the same category with a guy like Michael Jordan. But I've noticed something about Kobe Bryant that lets me know he's really not even close to that level yet, and that is on the defensive end of the floor, Michael Jordan competed on every play. Even if you just took the first half of last night's game, Kobe Bryant got beat a lot because he didn't compete.
Chauncey Billups, when he would switch off, took him where he wanted to go. They put him on Corliss Williamson, back-to-back plays. He posts him up, turns around, shoots layups over him. He took bad gambles in transition trying to get steals that led to baskets by Tayshaun Prince. Michael Jordan would not allow that. His pride was too great to allow himself to get beat defensively. He had an impact, and he competed on every single play on the defensive end of the floor. The other thing, remember this about Michael Jordan. Could you ever imagine Michael Jordan in a finals game getting 1 point in the first half? Or in a Western, or in a San Antonio series, going scoreless as he did in the first half of a game, or going scoreless against the Sacramento Kings down the stretch when you're trying to get first place in the Pacific Division? Would never happen in a million years. Another thing that kind of separates the two of them. Michael Jordan wouldn't allow that.
All right, everything changes with every new game and every new win. What if the Lakers come back and win game 4 and 5? Then everybody would make them the favorites to win in 6. So directly, will the Lakers win 4 and 5? Or do you say no, won't happen?
Phil needs to make some adjustments to his starting lineup. They can get a game here. They're going to go back to L.A. down 3-2. Then a lot of that's going to be determined by how much can Karl Malone give you to see if they have a chance in the series.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, guys, take care.
Tim Legler, boys and girls, we're taking a break, but when we come back, the NFL lays down the fines for embarrassing touchdown celebrations. Should the NFL be doing the same thing for embarrassing comments?
They're not getting both.
Mail Time is brought to you by MSN Mail. Life's better with the butterfly. Come see how at msn.com.
It's Friday, which means it's time to mail it in. So let's get the first one, Wilbon.
Mail it in? Why are you trying to mail it in just because it's Friday? I find it amazingly ironic that between LeBron and Melo, the one who went to college and grew up is the one whining and pouting every time he opens his mouth. So much of that whole college brings maturity argument, huh?
Well, Carmelo Anthony went 1 year to college as a recruited athlete, and I don't think that's a whole lot of time in a college environment. But I think that this speaks to something in LeBron James. Incredible amount of pressure on LeBron James. Not only a better player than anybody thought, but all those guys who doubted him, he seems to have a fine character as well. He didn't do anything that would lead you to get angry with him.
I will agree with every single word you said, but I want to go back to something.
Yeah.
What does college attendance have to do with whining? If there was a relationship, you'd be a whole different person.
That's exactly
whining
right.
and pouting.
I went a lot of years to college.
Not only that, okay? This kid, Melo, has every reason to be ticked off at being left off the Olympic team. Let's get that straight to any emailers out there.
What I like most about you, you are right there with Carmelo Anthony. You will forgive and excuse anything that he does.
Just about.
I saw your ranking of underwhelming white American players. Who would you put at the top if you had included white Euros, Canadians, and South Americans?
Well, I guess you got to have Dirk and you got to have Peja.
Well, rank them.
I don't. I guess if I was going to take a guy, I would take Dirk because he is 7 feet tall, only 2 inches taller than Peja. He can do a lot of stuff. Nash would be on that list. You know, but I would take those as my top 3.
So that would be your top 3?
Dikembe's too old now if you're going to include.
Well, he's not white.
Oh,
we're talking about white.
These are South Americans? I mean, what is most South Americans?
Dikembe is not
white?
South American.
Are South Americans
Here's where
white?
I'm going.
I'm asking you something.
Some are white. Some come over from Spain. They're white.
This person just been international people.
I'm going Dirk 1. Obviously can do it all. Can handle, can shoot, can board. I got Ginobili, too, because I think Ginobili's going to be a big star. He's gutsy. He's very, very fast. He's good.
I would do it later. I put him later, but not about Peja right now.
When you see Peja didn't do well in the playoffs, I would put Nash 3rd right now. He's a great point guard.
I said Nash.
Okay, those are my top 3. That's
nailed this. But we both have Dirk 1.
Wait,
is international people, okay? Hey,
you know what? I'd put Dikembe second.
Thank you. Yeah. If you want an Olympic team that can play together, how about using the guys from the And One mixtape tour? They play together anyway, and it would be fun to watch.
Yeah, they're great, except they don't actually play basketball. Except that they don't have rules like palming, carrying, walking, anything.
How about
and they bounce the ball off guys' heads.
That'd be great. You think, Charles, I bet you Barkley would have thrown one off an Angolan guy's head in the 92 Barcelona game.
Here's the problem with the N1 team, because they're great to watch, okay?
You watch this stuff, you know what it is?
Yes.
This is the hip side of you?
They would lose 80 to 30. Now, to 30, would be a great 30. But they would lose 80 or 30 because you can't just throw it off people's heads. You can't throw it off the side of the gym.
But they got guys who have been NBA players, don't they? Isn't Rafer Alston one of the... So maybe, you know, Wilt was a globetrotter. Okay. Would you say he couldn't just throw
They got guys like the Exterminator that take 50 seconds with the ball.
How do you know so much about this?
Because I watch.
God, it's sad.
Why does the NFL find players like Terrell Owens and Joe Horn for touchdown celebrations and does nothing to Bill Parcells and Matt Millen for their far more offensive comments?
Let me see if I can say this once and get through to some thick-headed people. The NFL can govern its own product and stuff like how high your socks are and whether you celebrate. The NFL is not going to control free speech in America. Now, I know Major League Baseball suspended Rocker. I would not have. Again, once again, you open yourself up to ridicule. Yeah. I like that.
What the players did was break a rule that's on the books.
That's right.
They knew the rule. They broke the rule. They should have been fined. Now, in terms of Millen, I don't think you can insult somebody's ethnicity or sexual orientation and just skate on it, though I would have given Parcells a pass the first time. But Millen's position...
Parcells any pass.
I love Matt Millen, but Matt Millen is the president of the club. I think the NFL should have fined him.
What is Parcells? Isn't he like a VP or something?
I think he would get
so the VP
next
has
time.
no responsibility?
So then we both
Dick
agree.
Cheney has no responsibility?
So then we both agree they both should have been fined.
That's right.
And again, once again, you contradict yourself completely.
Not suspended. Guys, are you as impressed as I am about the performance of the honor guard stationed near Ronald Reagan's casket? They stand still for 30 minutes before getting replaced. That's longer than Sean Bradley.
That's a funny line about Sean Bradley getting replaced much quicker than that. The honor guard guys are great. I'll tell you what, you try standing straight for 5 minutes. These guys are doing it for a half hour. Them and the guys from Buckingham Palace, the guards. Yeah. My problem with this is very simple.
What?
What's the career move? Do you go into mime? What do you go into?
You can go into a lot of stuff, as my uncle Joe Bailey did, who could be seen standing by the casket of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
What did he go into
his
after
assassination?
What did he go into?
Career in the military. Lucas went until he died last
But I mean, if you just stand there like this, that's the whole career?
You think that's all they do? You think he's setting a screen? How about discipline?
That's right, going on the pick and roll, but he's not rolling. Time for a break. Don't go anywhere. We still got to talk about a special moment in the life of my guy, Michael Jordan. Can you believe some people actually think Kobe Bryant compares to MJ? What are you, nuts?
Can you say revisionist?
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And in part by TGI Fridays. Get a taste of Fridays' fresh summer salads. Summer just got even better.
Happy time. Happy 48th birthday to Joe Montana. Without a doubt, the greatest quarterback of the Super Bowl era. 4-0 in Super Bowls, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You want a quarterback in a big game? Joe Montana's your boy.
He had a better team. I might take Elway. I'm starting to change a little bit, but I always said Montana. I'm backing off. Elway.
Stop it.
Teams weren't as good.
Stop it.
Elway.
Happy anniversary, Michael Jordan. On this day 7 years ago, you scored 38 points while suffering from the flu to beat the Jazz in Salt Lake. We could do a Michael Jordan anniversary every day in May and June, and sometimes it feels like we do.
So what's your favorite Jordan moment from those May and June things?
My favorite Jordan moment is just having you talk about him, and talk about Elway, and talk about Melo.
Baby.
Happy trails, Antonio Bryant. The Cowboys wide receiver missed his 3rd straight practice after getting into an argument at minicamp with Bill Parcells. At the end of the argument, Bryant was seen balling up a practice jersey and throwing it in Bill Parcells' face. Parcells is not Danny Ainge. We're not sure we like Bryant's chances to stick with the Cowboys.
So it's a one-way thing where Parcells can abuse people, but don't throw it back in his face.
Would you?
Huh?
Would you?
I would.
Stat Boy's got another day off, so we are off the hook and we go straight to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Martina Navratilova will play singles at Wimbledon. Good idea?
Probably not, but I defend her right to try and play singles. I don't have a problem with that.
You got her up there with Elway?
Yeah. Andy Roddick served a 153-mile-per-hour ace, breaking his own record. Your thoughts?
That's nice. I'd like to see him win something this year. Hasn't done that well in the majors so far this year. Right. Martin St. Louis won the NHL MVP. Is he a good choice?
Sure. His team won. He had the best record in the regular season. He led the league in scoring. What else you want? Bernie Williams got his 2,000th hit. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Here's what works for him. He's got 4 rings and a .305 career average. And he played for the Yankees, which helps.
A lot of hits.
Is he a better player than Jim Rice, who's not in?
No, not better. But he may get in, though.
He's really not. Last one. Who wins Game 4 on Sunday? The Lakers or the Pistons?
It's really hard. Really hard.
Who wins?
The Pistons. 3-1. How about
We're out
that?
of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Have a great weekend. Sports Center is next, going live to Detroit in search of the Lakers offense. PTI.